Good evening and welcome to our final orchestra concert of the 24-25 school year. Thank you for coming today. Our kids have worked really hard and are excited for this opportunity to show you all of the work that they've done. And just a couple of housekeeping pieces. 4th grade and 5th grade will both be able to hear each other and will stay the whole time. So when 4th grade is done, they will sit here, but we're asking that everybody stay. We will be locking the doors at 7:10, so if you have any friends or family who might be coming, please let them know to text you so you can go let them in. If there's a baby who might cry, please take them out of their crying, cell phone calls in the hallway. We're trying to teach our kids great audience skills as well. So we hope you enjoy the show.
All right, so behind me is the 4th grade orchestra. It's their first year doing instruments. They've come such a long way from when they came back here in September, and they didn't know how to carry their cases, they didn't know how to do their music, they didn't know how to read. Some of them don't even know how to read music, and they've learned to read music. We started out with plucking, so if you heard at home a whole bunch of plucking, that was how we started out before we started adding photos. Our first piece is Ode to Joy. And probably most of you already know this one is by Beethoven. It was actually written in his 9th symphony, so it was one of the symphonies that he finally completed, and he was deaf at this point. So for our second piece, they will be playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. You'll actually notice the melody or the theme is traded between different instruments. So you'll hear them from this side, starting with the violins, and then it'll migrate over to the cellos, and at some point also with the violas. All right, for their last piece, we have a song called Fiddler's Hoedown. And this was originally their hardest piece, and I think now they think it's their easiest piece. Because this is a full page long, and when they saw it, they're like, oh, my arm is so tired! And they don't realize that they're playing through all of these without any issue now. So, for their last piece, Fiddler's Hoedown. All right, so we have a bunch of our fourth graders that completed all their songs and passed out all the songs and have learned all the concepts that they need to be in an advanced group. So we have a bunch of them. In the front, we have two here. We have two in this section. We have two in this section. Oh, we do have one more, Ashani. And then we have a number of our cellos and all of our basses playing this song. It's called Violent Cabbage Down. Graduation play for our students every year. So thanks to her. If you're in the chamber orchestra or the advanced group, can you please stand up? Just to acknowledge the ones that just played the last song. If you played the last song, please stand up. So these are the most advanced students that we have.
Good evening. Right now on stage you see our 5th grade ensemble, and we will play 3 pieces for you. We will start with a piece based on American fiddling tune, and its original fiddling tune called Cripple Creek. And as always, if you feel like it, please dance. Our next piece is written by a living Korean-American composer, female, Sue Newbold. And what's interesting about this piece is called Legend of the Dark Mountain. It is an original piece, but inside this piece, she quoted that musical quote, just like a speech quote. She quoted an old original jazz song, which this year will be turning 100 years old, from 1925, called T for Two. It's a little romantic piece. And if you can Google it and find actual original performances with Judy Garland, I believe. And you'll see violin one playing this, you will recognize this because they actually swing while playing. And our last selection called Into the Sky, and it's rather symbolic because our fifth graders going further and into the sky to the best future they can have, right guys? So enjoy.
I know that you guys see in your program that we actually have a special guest. She's from Iceland. She's also studied at Juilliard. She's played in Carnegie Hall before, as well as Lincoln Center. Her name is, I had trouble pronouncing it, Thordis Björk Osdottir. Okay.
Well, I guess since we lost our soloist, the show must go on. So we'll play for you, and we want to send you to the summer and to the break with a beautiful melody from Breakfast at Tiffany. It's a very famous classic American movie.
without your support and your help. So if you would please give your parents a round of applause. We also had help behind the scenes, so Mr. McDonald's back in the back. We have Miss Fuchs in the front helping us out. Our administrators, Mrs. Macaron, Ms. Katz, our supervisor, Rob Sears, also our tech department, that's in the back, that's the close for us, Mr. Carson. And I'm very, very lucky to work with Mrs. D, who is hiding in the back. And one extra special round of applause for the 5th graders. This is their last orchestra concert. Mrs. Macaron will have some dismissal instructions for you, so please take a moment to listen.
So thank you to Ms. Chen for all of her work, and also to Mr. Witovitz for all of their work. Awesome job, and thank you, all parents, for letting the noise turn into music in your house so that they can carry this on as they get older. We want to make sure everyone gets reunited, so everyone on the stage, kids, nobody's going out the stage door, so everyone will come back around down the stairs, and so families, you can stay right here, and your kids will come and find you. We'll let everybody that's on the stage go pack your instruments up first, and then as soon as they're out, I'll tell you all it's your turn, you can pack up, but everyone can go have a good night. Wait, don't go away. Thank you everybody for coming.